Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make one of the most delicious and creamiest flan recipes that my mother-in-law so lovingly shared with me. So let's get into it. So before I jump into my suegra's recipe for flan, suegra means mother-in-law, I'm going to show you how I make my caramelo or the caramel for flan. You always want to do this first because it takes a little while and it also takes a while to harden. So do this first. You're going to get a small saucepan or a small pan. You're going to fill it with 3/4 cup of white granulated sugar and a 1/4 cup of water. The water is going to help dissolve the sugar, and this is a very foolproof method for preparing the caramel because it can be very, very tricky and very sensitive to temperature. So put it in a small saucepan. You're then going to set your heat to the lowest setting, and you're going to put the lid and just let it do its thing until it's ready. And after about 8 minutes on low heat, the sugar mixture comes to a boil. As soon as it comes to a simmer, it honestly takes no time at all for it to form into a caramel. I want to say from the time that it started boiling to the time that it turned into a caramel like this, it turns into like a beautiful auburn color. It took about 3 minutes. So once it comes to a boil, the caramel process is very quick, so you do want to keep an eye on it. But once it gets like this, it is perfect. Turn off your heat and you're going to pour it in your pan. So here I have a 9-inch pie pan. You want to be very careful because this caramel is piping hot, and if it lands on your skin, it is going to hurt. It's going to hurt like boiling oil. Now I'm touching the pan. I'm swirling it around to coat it evenly, but I honestly recommend that if this is your first time, get like some oven mitts to touch your pan because that heat from the caramel will transfer to the metal. So be very, very careful. And so once it is nice and evenly coated, I am going to set it to the side and let it harden completely. And while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my flan mixture. I'm going to start by adding only 3 eggs, followed by 1/3 cup of white sugar. I have my whisk attachment here, and I'm going to beat the eggs and the sugar first. The coarseness of the sugar is going to help smooth those eggs really, really nicely. All right, so once you beat the eggs and the sugar, is going to look like this. It's going to look nice and smooth and well combined. Even if it's not 100% perfect, that is okay. But you want to beat it until it's well combined and a little foamy like this. You don't want to overmix it either. Now I'm going to add 1 can of full fat evaporated milk and 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. And you can use any brand you like for either of these. I get mine from Aldi. Now the sweetened condensed milk can be very thick in the can, so I recommend getting a spoon to scrape it out. And then afterwards, you're going to add a splash of vanilla. For me, a splash is about like 2 teaspoons. You can just eyeball it, add however much you want. Okay. And then you're just going to mix that up really well to combine. All right, so once our flan mixture is nice and beaten, I'm going to go ahead and pour it into my pan. As you can see, my caramelo is hard as a rock, okay? So that takes a little while. You want to make sure that it's nice and hard so that the caramel doesn't seep into the flan mixture when we go to pour. Now, I'm using a strainer, or I'm pouring the mixture through a strainer to catch like any little pieces of egg yolk or egg white, and if that's inside the flan, it doesn't affect the taste. This is just more for aesthetics. And it also helps to remove any excess bubbles in the flan, again, for aesthetics. And now it's time to cook the flan. I have my oven set at 350 degrees. I placed my flan pan inside a larger baking pan, and I'm going to carefully place it inside my oven on the middle rack. And then I'm going to carefully pour hot water in the pan. This is called a bain-marie or a baño Maria in Spanish, and it creates steam to ensure that the flan cooks evenly. I'm going to go ahead and bake this for about an hour and 15 minutes. And after about an hour and 15 minutes, my flan is done. And I know that it's done because when I shake it vigorously, it jiggles slightly. And after my flan chilled in the refrigerator for about 6 hours at least, it is ready to serve. I never flip my flan over. All I do is I cut a slice, flip it over onto my serving plate, and I use a spoon to scoop up some of that delicious caramel and drizzle it over my piece. It is smooth, custardy, delicious, and not too sweet. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to leave a comment below, especially if you tried this recipe. Also, give this video a thumbs up. It helps my channel a ton. And be sure to hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys next time.